Welcome back to the Stock Commandments channel. If you've been keeping an eye on the stock market, you've probably heard people talking about buying the dip. But just like in sports or music, it's not always as simple as it sounds. Today, we're gonna break down if you should really buy the dip or if it's just a highlight reel with no substance. Let's dive in. And remember, IDK nothing. Tread at your own risk. Sounds good in theory, but just like in basketball, you've got to check the why behind the miss before you take the next shot. Was it a fluke or is the player injured? Same goes for stocks. If you're buying the dip, make sure you know why the price dropped in the first place. Now, before you rush in and buy the dip like it's the next big thing, let's break down a few key things to consider, just like prepping for a big rap battle or training for a championship game. If the stock dropped because of a bad earnings report, like a rapper dropping a whack album after hyping it up for months, you might want to think twice. But if it's just a bad game or a rough verse and the company's still doing well, then maybe that dip is a good chance to score big. Think of this like the crowd at a concert or game. Sometimes the market just gets too hyped, or too down, over stuff that doesn't have much to do with the company itself. If it's just market hype or fear, then the stock might just need a little time to recover, a good time to buy. If you're in it for the long game, buying the dip might be like signing an artist with a lot of potential who just dropped a one-off weak track. You know they'll bounce back, but it might take time. But if you're trying to make quick profits, like a quick fast break in basketball, the dip might not be the right move if it takes too long to recover. This is like whether you're the type to dive for that loose ball or play it safe and let someone else grab it. Buying the dip is risky. You need to ask yourself, can you handle the uncertainty if the stock keeps falling, or would you rather wait until it's a safer play? It's all about strategy, baby. Just like a good point guard knows when to pass and when to take that clutch shot, you gotta know when to pull the trigger on buying the dip. So, when should you pull the trigger and buy the dip? Let's talk about the sweet spots where you're like a rapper dropping bars that everyone feels. If the dip happened because of a market-wide issue, but the company is still on fire, think Drake dropping an album in a slow week, you could be looking at a solid opportunity. This is like betting on a star player in a slump. You know they'll come back strong. Think of this like a game where your team's down by 10 points in the first quarter. It's early, but you believe the team will turn it around. If you think the market will recover soon, buying the dip is like buying low before the rally hits. Undervalued stocks. If a stock is oversold, it's like that underrated rapper who's been grinding but just hasn't gotten the shine yet. If you believe in their potential, this could be your chance to get in before the hype kicks in. Buying the dip isn't just about chasing the quick win, it's about knowing when to jump in like an all-star in the clutch. The key is doing your homework, baby. Now, let's talk about the times you want to stay off the court and avoid buying the dip. Like, don't shoot your shot if you're not ready for the heat. If the stock dropped because the company's in trouble, think a rapper whose label just dropped them, or a football player who's injured and can't play. You might want to skip buying the dip. You don't want to buy into a sinking ship. Buying the dip is like diving into the unknown. If you're not ready for that roller coaster ride, maybe sit it out until things calm down. The market can be like a battle between two rap crews, intense and unpredictable. If the market is in full bear mode and you're just seeing dips everywhere, it might be better to wait for a clear signal that things are going to turn around. It's like waiting for half time to adjust your game plan before making a move. So, should you buy the dip? If you've done your homework, understand why it happened, and are ready to take the risk, then yes. But, if it's all hype and you're just chasing the moment, it might be better to sit back, wait, and see how things play out. Remember, just like in sports or music, timing is everything. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever bought the dip, or did you pass? Hit that like button if you found this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips. Catch you next time. Stay savvy.